Creolicious presents Haiti History 101, The Rise and Fall of Henri Christophe, King of Haiti. He built palaces, a chapel, a gigantic fortress, and created a kingdom. He presided over a royal court, complete with a queen, princesses, princes, dukes, counts, knights, marshals, duchesses, and barons. But on the day King Henri Christophe died, he died practically alone. Men who had once vied for his royal favor had joined his enemies. But what sort of man was King Henri Christophe? Augustus St. Hill, a British naval officer, wrote this about him in 1820.
He is wholly without education. By all accounts, a man possessing great powers of mind, attended with strong passions. He can read badly and sign his name, but to make up for that, he has been brought up in the school of danger, difficulty and intrigue, where his deep policy and knowledge of human character has shone as conspicuously as his courage and talent as a soldier. It is his mind and his alone that governs all. He has the ablest men in his kingdom employed about his person, but they are mere executors.
The king's temper was legendary. Some called him a tyrant. This same Augustus St. Hill would later write,
I am told by those who have seen him in one of his gusts of passion that it can only be compared to a hurricane for its fury, but fortunately they are now very seldom and do not last long. Dr. Burt, his English physician, saw him in one, his form absolutely dilated, his countenance changed, and his eyes became enlarged and rolled in his head. He looked like a demon. But it was over in 5 minutes, and he was as quiet as a child. No person but the Queen dare speak to him in those paroxysms.
But the king was also known for his interest in his subjects. This is what a visitor remarked about King Henri touring a hospital in his kingdom.
There was not an individual that he did not know by name, his character, his regiment, disease, and everything about him. And whenever he came to a blackguard, and the doctor said everyone he singled out had been troublesome to him, he gave him a confounded knock on the head with his cane. The soldiers were all delighted to see him, but the officers appeared frightened.
The man who was to be known as the King of Haiti was not born in Saint-Domingue, as Haiti was then known. He came into the world on October 6, 1767, on the island of Grenada. According to the historian Joseph Saint-Remy, Grenada, then ruled by the British, was attacked by a French fleet, led by Count d'Estaing. Young Christophe was left ashore during the struggle. From there, a French officer took Christophe as part of a group of volunteers from Saint-Domingue to the Battle of Savannah, an important battle in the U.S. War for Independence. Following the battle, Christophe came to Saint-Domingue and was given an offer to go to Cap Français, for he had experience as a mason. With time, Christophe became a waiter and a major domo at La Couronne, a major hotel in Cap Français, owned by a black freedman. Saint-Remy maintains that after Christophe purchased his freedom, he went back and forth selling cattle to the Spanish side of the island. But the wind was about to turn in Saint-Domingue. In 1791, the slaves and the freedmen rose up against the French rule, with Toussaint Louverture as their leader. Christophe was among those who fought in the uprising. Christophe married Marie-Louise Huot de Vide, daughter of the owner of La Couronne, in 1793. Their first son, François Ferdinand, arrived into the world in 1794. Two daughters, Athenière and Amethyst, and another son, Victor Henri. By 1799, a French expedition had left, leaving hostilities between Saint-Domingue mulattoes led by André Rigaud and the blacks headed by Toussaint. This led to what was to be called the War of Knives. Christophe was on the side of Toussaint. The side of the blacks won, and the mulatto leaders left for France. Christophe kept rising. He was made commander of northern Saint-Domingue and was headquartered in Cap Français. In late spring 1802, a French fleet with members of the French army under the commander Emmanuel Leclerc arrived from France. Christophe refused to receive the French. In a letter to the French general, Christophe wrote,
Votre aide de camp général m'a remis votre lettre de ce jour. J'ai eu l'honneur de faire savoir que je ne pouvais vous livrer les forts et la place confiée à mon commandement qu'au préalable j'ai reçu les ordres du gouverneur général Toussaint Louverture, mon chef immédiat, de qui je tiens les pouvoirs dont je suis revêtu. Je veux bien croire que j'ai affaire à des Français et que vous êtes le chef de l'armée appelé expéditionnaire, mais j'attends les ordres du gouverneur à qui j'ai dépêché un de mes aides de camp pour lui annoncer votre arrivée et celle de l'armée française, et jusqu'à ce que sa réponse me soit parvenue, je ne puis vous permettre de débarquer. General, your assistant handed me your letter of today. I have the honor of informing you that I am unable to give up the forts and the place entrusted to my command unless I receive orders from the Governor-General Toussaint Louverture, my immediate supervisor, who has entrusted me with the power of commander in me. I am aware that I am dealing with France, and you are the leader of expeditionary army, but I await the governor's orders, to whom I have sent one of my aides to announce your arrival and that of the French army, and until a response is delivered to me, I cannot allow you to land.
The French general threatened to attack the town. Christophe responded by setting Cap Français on fire, including his own home, to prevent French General Emmanuel Leclerc's takeover. Toussaint Louverture was eventually arrested and taken to a prison in France. He died shortly thereafter. Christophe joined the newly returned mulattoes from France, such as Alexandre Pétion, and former slaves such as Jean-Jacques Dessalines into fighting the French, who it was revealed had plans to restore slavery on the island. In November 1803, after a decisive battle was fought in Vertières, the French were totally driven out of Saint-Domingue. As of January 1st, 1804, Saint-Domingue was no more. Its old Indian name, Haiti, was restored. A black republic was born under the leadership of Jean-Jacques Dessalines. In September of 1804, Dessalines declared himself emperor. According to the historian Charles Dupuy, Christophe and his old nemesis, Alexandre Pétion, began to plot the fall of the emperor. Meanwhile, Christophe suffered some personal setbacks. In October of 1805, Christophe and his wife Mary-Louise had some bad news from France. Their son, Francis Ferdinand, sent to France for his education, had been taken prisoner by the French in Paris, and had died in the orphanage in Paris. It was a loss that would trouble Christophe for the remainder of his life. On October 17, 1806, the plot to get rid of Dessalines came to fruition. Dessalines was shot, stabbed, and mutilated on Point Rouge on his way to crush the rebellion orchestrated by his enemies. With Dessalines out of the way, it would seem that Christophe would be Haiti's next leader. An assembly of 30 named Christophe president, but gave a constituent assembly all power. Christophe was not content with this arrangement. By early 1807, Christophe and Alexandre Pétion were involved in a public power play. Who would emerge the winner? Tune in to the second part of Creolist.
This video raises questions, and I need for you to be extremely honest in the comments when answering them. And just so you know, I have 2 questions. 1. Have you ever heard the name Henri Christophe? And number 2, what did you learn from this video? Now please be honest when answering these questions. Share this video with anyone you deem necessary. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.